Then you had privatization. Government sold the airline. I think even the airline collapsed, withdrew from transport. You had UTC and the People's Transport Company, Foods and Beverages. We had a number of corporations. Government withdrew, sold them, including UCB, by the way. But now, government is coming back into doing business.
Into doing the same thing it stopped doing.
Yes, because initially it was private-led economy, private-led, they call it private-led growth. Now, government is literally coming in to have it as government-led growth. So you have reversals. You have PDM, because PDM basically is government intervention. That the financial sector is not working, it has collapsed, it cannot fund agriculture, more especially at the lower level. Now you give money as grants to circles to fund the households.
Right.
So they are replacing commercial banks in a way.
Yes.
So if you ask what is your ideology, what is your value system in relation to government intervention, because when you go to USA, I think it's the Republicans who have less government.
I think it's the Republicans.
I will have to check. I shouldn't confuse them.
Yes, it is.
Yes, less government.
Republicans are anti-subsidiary. Democrats are for subsidiary.
Yes, in other words, the Republicans are calling for less government expenditure. So less government expenditure means less government taxation. The Democrats, being mass, are calling for increased expenditure. And increased expenditure means increased taxation, but on taxing the rich. The conservatives, I think the conservatives in the US, in Britain are the same. I think it means they are for less government. They are for devolution, for privatization, for less government in their businesses, in their lives. The Labour Party, of course, you see, it's the obvious. Therefore, if you asked the true color of Mr. Museveni, you can't have a particular line. Even in economics, are you driven by markets or you are driven by supply? So is 24 hours is looking for supplies, for supply side. PDM is more focused on supply side than on demand side. Because if you are going to address the demand side, then you must be looking at the capacity to consume and therefore less taxation. You increase taxation to fund government, to fund PDM, means people will not consume. You've curtailed their incomes, you've reduced their purchasing capacity. So who is going to consume the products of PDM? You get. So these are issues that you would have discussed and resolved in what you call a manifesto. Very elevated people don't discuss caravats, traffic lights. No, you discuss grand ideas. You discuss policy direction. Policy direction. That's why you should have a debate on the policy direction, and they don't. Yes, policy direction is done by his family. I'm not very sure whether the whole family is involved.
Allow me get to cancel that. Thank you very much, Charles, on that point. I have a question here, and this is coming in from Sam, and he says it's going to cancel. It says the party seems as I would like to relate it to policy and all, and say the NRM party seems to have failed to groom capable leaders for 40 years, and it's a one-man rule. And when you look at the different one-man governments, how those ended does not look right. What is your take on that?
Well, for you to have a one-man government, sometimes it depends on the one man. There are people who like it that way. Not that there are no other leaders, but the leader of the time,
Determined.
that's how they wanted.
Okay.
Then there are other leaders who believe that leadership is stronger and better when it is shared or devolved, as Mr. Romushana was saying here. So it is a style. It is a style of... it's like I can take you to homes. You can go to a home whereby the man takes decisions by himself and they are final and they are not questioned. You go in another home, you find the man consults the wife and what they decide together. You go in another one, you find the man consults the wife, the brothers, the mothers, and you know. So it is about the person who at the end of the day is entrusted with the top leadership. What is their style? And but also some people are just forced into that kind of governance. President Museveni has suffered a lot of, if there's anything he has suffered, I think he has suffered a lot of betrayal from the people he has trusted with some semblance of authority and responsibility. Many people have let him down because integrity, Ugandans may not know, but I think we rank very high in the world
on integrity,
on the scale of lack of integrity. Actually, I met one person. I think I was in Nairobi, and somebody told me the most dishonest people
are Ugandans. That's
it hurt. I was actually having lunch. That lunch didn't end well. The appetite died. But then he gave me example.
Yeah.
He didn't just say it. He told me it is only in Uganda where you find somebody given a job, and from day one they are planning how they can steal from the company that has employed them.
And it's true. It has
in other countries, the person is thinking of how can they grow. How can that company grow so that I also grow? How can I grow up in career? He said in Uganda is where you find a banker planning with fraudsters outside the bank to rob the bank that pays him his monthly check. And I could not argue. There's no comeback to that one.
Yes.
And being a lawyer, I have been in court so many times, and
these are the very issues.
And I'm seeing A1, A2, the teller, bankers, managers. They are in the docks. So even when it comes to our government, the situation is the same. Everybody that is entrusted with an office, they are driven by one thing. And one thing only.
What can I get?
What can I get out of this place as quickly and as big as possible? And so it's a dilemma. It's a national crisis. Don't be deceived by these party colors. These party colors do not immunize any Ugandan from lack of integrity.
When it comes, I mean,
you have seen it. You have seen it. You have seen it. You have seen it.
The conversation is around the monuments and salaries.
Yes.
Everyone is united.
They all speak one voice.
Yeah.
If you ever want to see Uganda Parliament united, let them be discussing their benefits.
And benefits.
The Parliament will be full. Yeah. They will all say aye. Go to the government institution. The only time you have maximum attendance if there are allowances, there are some kind of benefits being discussed.
Someone wrote on X that that allowances and facilitation are another economy, or another part of the economy that grows.
Well, allowances are not bad.
Facilitation.
No, allowances are not bad.
No.
And anybody working and putting in their honest effort is entitled to honoraria, allowance. It is not bad. I'm not saying those are bad things. I'm only saying that is when you will find people at 100%.
But isn't it a place where when you first ask the question before going, are the allowances? Are they?
That is it.
Then you've missed.
Let me tell you, an institution will announce a seminar that has been designed to make the people in that institution better, have more capacity to execute their functions.
Yes.
And if there is no allowance,
no one will attend.
You will get excuse upon excuse. But once they are told that there is an allowance, you are going to get 100% attendance. Or you will have them come in, sign, and leave.
And yet this is supposed to benefit
them.
To do
or if the signing is at the end, you will see towards the end, the numbers will
grow.
And that is the crisis. So for me, when we come to discuss manifestos, I believe the manifestos are not for Uganda.
And they do not, I mean, when you mentioned the whole...
They're not for Uganda. And I've given you the examples.
Yes.
And now look at PDM. You see PDM is on the face of it. On the face of it. It looks like it's helping people. But if you ever sit with an economist and sit with the people in Bank of Uganda who are responsible for the fiscal policy and the monetary policy, you may shudder.
But those are the very economists who
no,
no.
This PDM has nothing to do with people who are managing the fiscal and monetary policy.
Yeah.
The president is well convinced in his conviction of bringing Ugandans out of subsistence living. That is 100% right. Now the important question that he asked, how do I get these people out of this subsistence living? And I think somebody said, let's give 100 million to every parish. People come and borrow this money.
And they pay back.
And they start some economic activity. Production for money. Remember the beginning words were ekida kyonka. Because people are producing to eat and put in the granary to help them when it was not harvest time.
Yes.
And the president rightly said, no, you can't live like that. You need to be making some money. That one is very correct. But do you think that 100 million now going to be increased? I think they're adding a 15 and then there is a 300, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think it is sustainable?
No, it's not.
It has gone, now this is its second year running.
Yes.
Do you think next year, as the program says, do you think next year we are going to have recovery? Because the program is based on a revolving fund. We lend this 100. For 3 years, these people are using that 100. They bring it back. Now, the hurdle to jump. I don't want to sound like a dooms person, but the hurdle to jump is yet to come. Because me, I have seen in my constituency people have taken PDM.
But has it benefited?
That is the question. That is a question for another day.
Yes,
I don't. But you see, I am a sympathizer with NRM now. I have been in this party for long. I have
even as MCs now. I can make a circle.
There is some money there. You go and get it. I have devoted my efforts and supported the NRM. But this time round, I am not going to be with them. I am going to, I am taking leave of the party because I believe I want to continue with my mission to redeem the political landscape of this nation.
Yes.
And so help me God.
Yes.
So I have stepped away from it. But this is what I can tell you, that the idea is good, but the way it is being done leaves so much to be desired. And next year is the third year
where we ought to see the results, but also.
But I want to tell you, as I speak today, I know beneficiaries of PDM in my constituency who cannot tell you where 1,000 shillings of that money is.
That's true.
I know that for a fact now.
Yes.
So they were given money.
So yes, they got their 1 million.
Then the other people came and withdrew.
No. They gave the money.
They received.
But they themselves, as PDM beneficiaries, have lost that money.
They ate it.
They ate it or did businesses which have collapsed.
So what happens when a business?
So, but in the books,
you received the money.
In the books, you are supposed to the back. So what is going to happen to that person?
What happens? Yes.
And
It's a bad loan.
So that's why I asked you the question: is it sustainable?
No.
Was that the correct way?
It's not to use the taxpayers' money. It's a
To
bad
just
loan.
come and sit with the parish chief and say you dish out 100 million. Another thing, let me tell you,
The parish chief has never received
in my village where I come from in Bunyangabo, in Kisomoro parish, the homes are about 100.
But you have 100 billion.
So we have 100 million, which means every homestead can access 1 million.
Yes.
Okay? Maybe they will make use. So they have land, they can dig, they can grow rare crops they have. But when you come to the constituents I represent, like Makinge West here, in one parish,
You have. You.
in one parish,
You have.
because for me, I think I have about 227 voters
Yes.
in Machinge West. So if I break them down into parishes, like Rukuri parish, which has 20 zones, in which they call villages, 20 villages, you are giving them 100 million. The same as my people in Bunyangavu who have 100 homes. Where is the math tallying there?
Where is it
Because in Rukuri alone, Rukuri parish, you may have 10,000 homes.
Yes,
Eh?
yes,
You may easily have, okay, 10,000 is maybe 2,000 homes.
The math doesn't add up.
So one parish, 2,000 homes.
Wow.
Another parish, 100 homes. You are giving all 100 million. That means that thing was not thought out. It was just a rush. Because the 100 million in Rukuri disappears. You ask people who got PDM, you will not see them. It is a drop in the ocean. So this is why I tell you that some of these things, they are just populist and we need to sit down and be honest with ourselves. If, for example, we were serious, would sit down with the banks in this country
And talk about those interest rates.
with the microfinance players in this country and say, look, we want people to access money for them to get out of subsistence living. I'm talking about PDM. The alternative I would use.
Through banks, yes.
Go to commercial banks. But some commercial banks have government money. The agricultural loans and everything. They have government money. And they are managing it properly.
Yes.
And just tell them, look, this money has come to your account. It is 100 million. It is meant for people who have identity cards that show this parish. You lend them. For us, our interest rate is 4%. We are allowing you to add a 2%.
So it's 6%.
For it is 6% for you to manage this money properly and ensure there is recovery. Let me tell you, a person borrowing from a bank does not behave the same like a person who picked money from a parish chief.
I hear what you mean.
So we are going to lose this 100 million. A few people, the truth is that there are people who are serious, they have used this money and their lives have changed. But I want to assure you, the bigger majority
have wasted
the bigger majority, come the 3-year period of repayment, you are going, if the remedy is to arrest them, you are going to have prisons full.
To arrest, yes.
You are going to have prisons full. And it's not the problem of the people.
It goes back to the top.
It goes back to the kitchen that cooked this program. Mr. Rwamushana was talking about manifestos being produced by, for example, if it is an NRM manifesto, there must be an input of the NRM stakeholders. Yes. And he mentioned the district executive committees. Rightfully so.
Yes.
But I want to tell you, if you go to most of these committees,
they are not.
The people who are there themselves need help. You reach a district chairperson,
no idea.
He is also fighting for the 1 million of the PDM.
I didn't mean the district local government.
No, I'm talking about the district
those ones are only
of NRM.
Those ones are only remembered in elections.
That's what I'm saying. That so for us to expect a manifesto to be breathed, produced biologically from down, like how they do the national budget, but it's never done. Because people don't know the national budget is supposed to start with the LC1.
But the LC1 is also, which kind of LC1?
Because it's the one who raises issues to issue LC3 cancer, yes. The LC3 council sits and makes, which eventually, there are forms, I forget the name of the forms, which eventually are gathered from all local councils to make the national budget. A manifesto should do the same, but I'm telling you, you reach a zone, and they tell you this is the NRM committee for this zone.
And you look at the committee.
And they all need help. They all need help. You come up to the LC2, they say this is the executive. They can't even read it. They can't even read the document.
Yes.
And you can't blame them. So also another thing we have done in this country, we have made politics very, very unpalatable.
Cheapened it.
Unpalatable to people who have something to add.
I think it's PLO who says we vote people without ideas.
Yes.
Into leadership, and they have power.
And then they rule over those with ideas.
Yes, those ones, the ideas are not voted
Now,
into.
one of the things that this NRM system has regrettably done, and I say it with all humility, it has pushed away
the people with ideas.
Fine minds. Minds that could have contributed to this country. This leaping you are talking about would have happened long ago. But look around you. Look around you. Look around you. It's not a secret. And you can see them when they come together. It is terrible.
Chaos,
you can't be there. I had invitations to all these things, manifestos. I can't be there. And many people can't be there.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, many people don't even want to hear politics anymore. And it is absurd because it is the politicians who are going to drive the steering wheel. They are going to make all the decisions. So, and I shudder. What are we going to do? And the other day I had Mr. Andrew Mwenda talk about it. The hope of this country will be something or somebody who can reinterest
the people with ideas,
the fine minds of this country, to think and actually execute occupying political space again. I mean, President Museveni sits with his top leaders of the party. With all due respect, you look and you're like,
He's looking at the top leaders of the country.
They were in Kororo. No, they were in Kororo. That is the. You remember, I was explaining to you the structure of NRM.
Structure, yes.
What you saw in Kororo, that is what they call the top pinnacle body of the NRM.
And you're looking at these people and you're wondering.
Then you have a professor yelling at them like he's in old tax back. And you're like, these are the who is who of the party. And the cameras are there and every shot is just slapping you in the face. Wow. Every shot that came from there was a slap in every Ugandan's face. Now, who do we blame now? You blame President Museveni? You blame those people who are elected, who are there? Because all those people have actually been recently elected. I think they were elected in May, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
They were elected in May.
Yes.
All those were new leaders.
Wow.
Because NRM had its structure elections. The structure elections in May, if I'm not mistaken. But you see, now that is the party in power. And you can't wish it away.
Goodness, that is, you can't wish it.
You can't wish it away. There has to be a precise, concise, and thorough
switch.
Thorough. It has to be with military precision. Planning of people who are different from those ones to occupy that space.
That space. And they are there. It's not that
they are the majority. They are the majority. The people who have ideas, who are educated, who are patriotic, who are in pain and know what to do, they are the majority. But just that the system has made joining this political space very complicated and palatable.
Councillor Ronald, I'd like to just hold you right there because I like that chain of thinking. I'd like to get to Charles, and there's a question for you.
I saw Joseph here.
He should be joining us, I hope. But there's a question for you, Charles, and it's coming from a lawyer. He's saying, Romushana, why do you think Magufuli, President Magufuli, the late President Magufuli, turned his country's security, healthcare, education around? He fought corruption and was able to reduce the high government expenditure without affecting service delivery in the shortest time possible. But when it comes to the NRM, it still makes promises after 40 years. We still have the worst infrastructure in the region, the worst education, poor health care, and so much more.
Where is he?
He went to meet the maker.
That question is answered. So you should know the power, the dynamics of the deep state. In Museveni, you have the convergence of both the deep state and the shallow state. They converge in Museveni, so he's in both. That's why he will say, there is a company that took government unit at court, and Mr. Museveni directed they should not give it contracts in writing. And the same Mr. Museveni again wrote a letter, Wang, give them contracts. So it's a convergence of the deep state. And because it's a convergence of the deep state, you will have the daughter of Sam Kutesa, MP, for one term, and then you will have his brother, Sodo, now going to be an MP, and you are not hearing chaos there. You will have a murder in Sechkubo's place to remove Sechkubo, and you don't hear investigations, you don't hear trial, you don't hear. Those are dynamics of a deep state. Let me take you to the Bible. In the Exodus, I think that story is very instructive. God says, I have heard the cries of my people, and I have come down to liberate them, to rescue them. Therefore, I am sending you. He's talking to Moses. I am sending you to do the following. Let my people go. But you see, Moses looked at himself. He said, this I can't handle because I don't know how to speak. I'm not an orator. This is business for orators.
Yes.
You can't manage. He said, but I am God the Almighty, I will help. He said, said, okay, have this sign. Have you seen this sign? You see a stick is becoming a snake is becoming a stick. Oh yeah, I have seen those. Sir, I know your God, nothing is impossible before you, but I don't know how to speak. Okay, your brother Aaron is coming, and he's a good orator. He will speak. He will help you speak. That's fine then. That's okay. You see, you have a leader who is going for an operation but is conscious of his limitation.
Of his inabilities.
Of his limitations. And he's comfortable dealing with someone who is better. But the whole operation belongs to God, and his conscious belongs to God. So you have here, now then you have, because it's going to bring you where we are.
Yeah.
That's why I picked that.
Yes.
I hope I'm able to condense it. Then you have the entire population,
yes,
which is enslaved, which is spiritually paralyzed, getting liberated.
Spiritually paralyzed.
Yes, it's enslaved, it's spiritually paralyzed, then it gets liberated from Egypt. It's now in the wilderness, it's free. So now it tells the leader, you brought us here to die,
Yes.
because there is no bread, there is no water. At least where we were slaves, fine, but we were eating. We would rather go back. So you have the spiritually paralyzed preferring slavery, slavery of food than freedom of hunger. In essence, those who are spiritually paralyzed cannot lead themselves. So in most urban areas, start from Uganda we have a high proliferation of what you call trading centers, even where there is no trading.
That's true.
Yes, so literally every junction in the village is becoming a trading center. Is a center, but erroneously called a trading center because there is no trading. Initially, there would be a trading center because people from the village, people would come to buy usable things to use in their homes, paraffin, soap, matchbox.
Basic items.
Yes.
Yes.
So it was a trading center. Or you also bring produce and then it's taken up to other urban areas. So you now have, but these trading centers we have, I explained it before, I won't get tired of explaining it to you, are a reflection of the collapse of village life. No, are a reflection of those who have collapsed and cannot afford village life. Because now it is much harder to live in the village than to live in the urban area. Yes, in the village you either produce food or you buy food. And to buy food you must have money. So you will have money from what? If it is to have money, you must fall for labor. And your young people, those who are spiritual, don't want to work. Because you used to hear that the Bachiga are good in providing labor. Now these days they don't want. You will give him work to do and he will not do it. So now that's why the older generation, at the level of our mothers, my generation, are now the ones who are doing food production. Then the youth at the training centers go to steal. The problem you now have in the village now is theft. You get? Because the youth who are supposed to be in labor, in production of food, don't want to dig. And besides, they don't even have land.
They have sold it.
The third, it's land fragmentation. The third one is that the land is exhausted. So you need fertilizers, you need and it's expensive. It's expensive. It's labor intensive and it's expensive. So they are now in the trading center. So they sell land, they buy borders, they buy bikes. But even then, life in the trading center is still extremely very expensive. Why? Because the market is small. So you have a border, you will get 2 clients. Or 1 client in a week.
It is cheap.
And yet you must buy food daily. So now they go to towns, district towns, etc. It's the same story. That's why now many are shifting up to cities like Kampala. So those slums you have are a product, are now as a result of collapse in the village life, which was 90% of Uganda's, 80% of Uganda's economy, agriculture. So you have them here in town, and the food they eat is from Tanzania. Beans are from Tanzania. Genus and Nigerians are from Tanzania. The Irish potatoes, rice is from Tanzania. Even the G-nuts. Potatoes, Irish potatoes are from Kenya, I think. Yes.
This is quote unquote the food basket of the region.
Yes, we don't. Uganda does not supply food that feeds Kampala. We don't have that capacity.
You supplement it from out.
And you have not asked yourself why? Because the village has collapsed. Now, where you are having food from, Matoke, because in Uganda you don't have Matoke that feeds Kampala. It's from Ankole parts of Ntungamo and Mbarara. Now, in Bushenyi one, you don't have a road, as I've told you. But the second larger point is that the youths who are in production are in Arco. So in the next 5-10 years, they would have collapsed
and that
to Arcolism. So now, it is that group that you are asking to generate leaders who will rescue them. And that group now does not want to listen to an idea. It simply wants money. And it doesn't want a lot of money. It only wants very little money to drink.
And to think about.
Now, because they were in the church before, because of the revival mission, because the church there is very strong.
Yes.
Quite very often, most of them in that region are honest. So if you give him your 500 shillings, he will give you a vote. This slogan, you eat the money and vote right, it doesn't work. He says, I ate his money. He gave me his 1,000 and I ate it. I bought a piece of soap, so I will give him, and he will give you a vote. So that's why,
wow,
those who have ideas, but do not have money to buy votes, don't.
Yeah.
Those who succeed,
don't
want to go back and engage or lead the population, because this population wants money. Yeah. So now you run out from it. Even by the way, even when you go to your village to check on relatives, it is you are swarmed by people who want beer, who want money. You get you can't offer them leadership, because initially the system offered leadership in primary health care. I can tell you, we had a sub-county chief called Chikonje. Whenever there was a rumor that Chikonje was coming in our village, my mother would clean, sweep. Yes. Katandaro would be in a place where to dry plates.
I remember while I was growing up, when the LC1 chairman was moving around, everyone cleaning Saturday morning, everyone on the road cleaning.
I'm talking about Chikonje.
Yes, no, I'm just talking about also my experience.
And I remember my mother would boil water for inspectors. And Ms. Gawongagu, that is there as boiled water.
The toilet, the latrines are clean.
Then she drinks hers from the borehole. You give me my water. The water for Barambu. There. She would boil it. You get the concept of that you are boiling water to kill germs. I've drunk this since I was born. Don't tell me about you go and tell it somebody else. But that was the impact of a leader. Yes, so we dug roads, we maintained roads. You would never get stuck if you went with a car. In the village, people would push you because they were encouraging as many cars as possible to come to the village to pick produce. Now, if you are stuck, they don't touch your car until there is money. So you have collapse, and that collapse cannot generate leaders. That's why I'm not surprised that this gangster dropped Segona. for you call Warkaga. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You have there is this guy. I've had debates with. I've been on debate platforms with him for a while. Sema Kura Nakaseki.
I think so.
Yes, Nakaseki. Yes, he can even be member of parliament 10 terms. But you need to sit with him for 6 months and you see. He can never generate an idea to transform a parish or a village. Yesterday he talked about the liberation, because you see, to liberate Uganda, if you want to stage an uprising, to remove Museveni through an uprising or through mass action, a very critical area is Wakiso. Here, you need Wakiso. It's extremely very central. You also need Mukono and Patire Entebbe. But Wakiso is very critical. Masaka. No, forget about the trade routes. Concentration of population and it is so Wakiso, Masaka, Munyendo, Bombo, around areas of Bombo, some parts of Ruwero. If you've been checking uprisings here, including that one of Kabaka, the Kabaka riots, those are the centers. But now, whom have Chagurani chosen for an uprise for Wakiso? Zambare Brazil. He's been in my moderator on a talk show for a long time. I know that guy in and out.
Charles,
the best he can be is what do they call these guys on Bivuru? Master the MCs. Yes, that he can do. But to say he's going to lead an uprise against the state and have Salim Saleh run, have Mhozo cross the border, and so you really look at them and you say, okay, but as I told you, there will be hope. There will be hope in a second in two ways. That God will come in.
We'll switch things up.
God will come in, true, but they will be beaten by snakes. You remember? Because he got them, they became a nuisance against Moses, and he killed them with snakes. Even when they cried, they said, okay, the snake will still bite you. You will have to have an effort to look at the cross.
Right.
The cross will not be moving around by itself. No, you must look for it and look at it to heal, or else you still die. They must pass through death for Uganda to transform. Survive.
1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 1. I urge you then, first of all, that the petitions, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and all those in authority, that we may live peacefully and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. That is our verse of the day. Thank you very much, Council Ronald. We will have a final word next time. Thank you very much, Charles, for that. And we'll have that conversation on Noop and everything next week. All right. So, Lord, we thank you for you are a good God. You are a great God. Our lives are in your hands, and we just surrender everything else into your hands. We pray all this believing and trusting in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, the tech team. Thank you also, everyone who's been watching. We do appreciate you standing with us. This is The Truth Live on Politics on TV. Stay tuned for more wonderful programming. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
The truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics